Hey everybody, it's Annette. How are you doing today? We have survived Snowmageddon thus far. It was 16 degrees when I got up this morning. It went up to 38 about an hour ago when I looked. I'll be going out about 4:30 to take care of the chickens and feed, water them. If they want a free range, they can go out. I don't know if they're really going to get into getting out in this, but as cold as it was for the past couple days, I've not let anybody out. I wanted to keep them out of the wind, keep them tucked up as much as possible, and I'm happy to report, as of right now, there were no fatalities. I will talk about that some more in this video about the different issues people were having in North Carolina in our area. I think we got roughly 7 inches. It was reported 7 to 9 wherever you were. From my guesstimating what I could see outside and the way it was piling up on things, it looked to be roughly 7 inches. So it was really beautiful. It was so beautiful and got so deep so fast, but it was a soft, powdery snow. It was easy to knock it off the top of the coops or top of anything that you didn't want to have a lot of weight on it should, it get wet and freeze. So we did that. I'm stunned and disappointed that there were as much advance notice as we were given on this, and continually being reminded, and they didn't have to tell me more than once, don't get out. Throughout North Carolina, the state as a total, there were 750 collisions. That might be somebody, a lot of that was people running off the road, probably running into each other. I mean, you know how it is. If you've ever hit an ice patch or black ice and you've lost control of a car, you know how scary that is. So intensify that, and you got 750. You're adding more onto the emergency personnel. With this exception in mind, obviously, the medical people have to work. Emergency personnel, the fire, law enforcement, all those people have to work. So I don't think, or I think it's safe to say that many of those collisions were not people who had to be out. There was even one, I don't know what area it was in, he went off the road. It was in a truck. They said you can't count just because you have a truck that you're going to be okay. A lot of people think if they've got the truck, they're okay, but that's not always the case. With this amount of snow, this was very unusual, and it's been years since we've had one this big and this deep. So he had gone off the road, past a retainer wall, and ended up in a small body of water. And thank God he was able to get out of his truck as it was filling up with water. And there's your hypothermia risk, and get on the part that was not submerged in that small body of water and wait for assistance. They had one stretch of highway where there were 100 cars stranded, just people just stuck. And I guess it was because some of these collisions. So human nature, I guess, is just not to listen. I don't know. I can't rationalize it. And then again, we had advance notice about this. Snow's barely stopped coming down, and we're at 7 to 9 inches. You know how it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You go on social media, it's like, is Walmart open? Is Food Line open? I need this. I need that. I'm like, dude, stay home. Stay home. And there was one that really kind of struck me. And I understand if your power goes out unexpectedly or you have some kind of unexpected hiccup, but again, call the professionals, because none of us can get out and do much unless we're within a vicinity of you. You're kind of not in a good place. I mean, we can't do a lot. We can't get out. And that's what I said before a lot of this started, was that we can't get out to help you if you didn't prepare in advance and kind of do something for yourself. But one that stood out to me was this lady was saying, is either Walmart or Food Line. Everybody wants to know if those are open. Who's open? Who's open? Those employees have to stay safe, y'all. But anyway, somebody was asking her, they came right out and said the quiet part out loud. They said, you had days to plan for this. Did you not plan? And she said, yes, I had food, but I've got a teenager and he ate all the emergency food. Okay. I'm a mother. I raise kids. And at one time, they were both teenagers at the same time. And also had friends come over. I know how they eat. Their little bodies are growing and all these things are going inside of them. Their emotions are going crazy. And they eat nonstop. My question that I would love to ask, I have so many questions about how you can buy your food for the storm and then your teenager eats it all. Did you buy candy, chips, snacks, cookies, and everything? Yeah, that's the first thing those kids are going to go for. Okay? Mashed potatoes in a box. Canned soups. I just am dying to know what she bought. And I guarantee you, if it got gone that fast, that child was not mixing him up a bowl of oatmeal or mashed potatoes or soup. It had to be cookies and snacks. I mean, I might be very, very wrong, and if I am, I apologize to this unknown lady. But you can get a box of mashed potatoes. That makes a lot of meals. It's got the carbs that will fill you up. And I'm not encouraging carbs, but I'm saying for teenagers, potatoes, the oatmeal, and I'm not talking about little packets. I'm talking about the canister oatmeal, $2 or $3, depending on the size. You get instant oatmeal, soups in a can. There's so many things you can even get, and they're really good. The soups in the bag, it's just a mix, and then you add the water or the milk or whatever to it, depending if it's a milk-based soup or a water-based soup. Add it to the crock pot, pour the thing in, pour the packet of dried soup in. I really love the broccoli and cheese. It's good. They have so many different mixes out there, and it makes a lot of servings. So I don't think it's necessarily that, I mean, I know according to her, and I believe what she said was correct, was true, and that he did eat all the emergency food. But what was the emergency food? So I'm having a problem with that, because I raise teenagers. I know how they eat, and it had to be really yum food for them to go through it that fast. Had to. So I will get off that bandwagon. I'm just so obsessed with that. The other thing, all these people, I just had to kind of get away from social media, because every other post is Walmart open, is Walmart open, is Walmart open, is Walmart open. Shut up. So the other thing that I noticed, and because I'm on different boards, one for gardening, one for chickens, obviously, probably two or three for chickens, but these gardening boards and stuff like that, there were some incidents, and it was really sad to see that, where people, oh gosh, this one guy, and I don't know his state. Some of these people, they'll put what happened, but they won't put what area they're in, and it makes it hard to give guidance or advice because I can only speak for the area and the zone that I know. I can't speak for some of these northern states or Alaska where you have to have certain setups for your livestock because otherwise there's no way they're going to make it. It just gets so extremely cold. I'm just talking about North Carolina. So unfortunately, this one person, it was devastating. He only had maybe 7 or 8 chickens. They were getting old enough to where they were going to be laying eggs, and the whole thing burned down. And it happened fast, apparently, because he said he was in the shower one minute, and next minute it's, up in flames. So with poultry, and again, I'm speaking to your southern states, don't use those heat lamps, please. If you've got babies, juveniles, or whatever, put them in a crate, a tote, whatever you have to put them in, put straw in, bring them inside. I will show you on another video, the plate that I use is a heating plate because I'm just terrified of those lamps. If you're there to supervise them, the lamps are very effective for heat, but they are also very dangerous. And I'm not leaving my house with a lamp on when I have babies or baby chicks. There's a little plate like a table, and I'll show it to you. I'll do a demo of it, and then you can see it. It's really awesome. Much safer. It can be close to the straw. It doesn't get so hot that it ignites anything. It's supposed to replicate the heat that those baby birds would be receiving if they were nesting under their mother. The closest thing that you can do that's man-made. So coops, this person lost his investment, he lost his birds, and was devastated. And about, when somebody posts something like that, you can just offer condolences. And of course, you're going to get a lot of people on these boards. I don't understand this part, like where people are, why'd you use a heat lamp? Why'd you do this? Because people are trying to protect their animals, and they really just don't understand. But I'm here to tell you, at least in the southern states, northern people, I'm sure you've got your own ways of taking care of your poultry and your livestock. But southern state people, you don't need the heat lamps. These birds' body temperatures get up really high. Their feathers provide insulation. They also lay close to one another when they go to sleep. So they have their own body heat, and they're radiating heat off of one another. What you do want to do is lots of straw. Lots of straw. Make that insulated, and they've been nesting in it. Some of them, depending on who's sleeping where, will nest in the straw, and then their body heat and the straw is just, they're staying really warm. You do not want chickens to get drafts. You cannot have it with no airflow. I do want to specify that. You've got to have a little bit of airflow. And all of my coops, even though they're wrapped up very well, they do have some open spots because you have to have the airflow, because if you don't, it's going to create the moisture. The moisture is what is going to cause the frostbite and other things that can be fatal for those birds. You want to give them high protein food. The Feather Fixer, I got another thing of that one. This cold weather was coming in. I give them high protein grains. I do the mini pellets, and I mix it all in and do a blend. They need that protein for their little bodies like we do. Think about yourself when you were trying to stay warm and navigate through winter. During the winter, we as humans eat heartier foods. It's what our bodies need. Okay, well, that's what I'm doing for my birds. And that's what I recommend too, is a nice high protein diet. Don't give them like chick feed, because that's, I think, 24 plus percent protein, whereas your regular feed is 16% protein. But I use the Feather Fixer, I think it's a 24% protein, but they're not getting just Feather Fixer. They're getting it mixed in with their food. I don't want to feed that year round. It's all mixed up. And then there's the regular scratch grains and then the high protein grains. So high protein grains, mini pellets, and then the Feather Fixer is what I've been using during these very cold snaps. That, keeping the drafts out, even like on some of the doors, if there's a screen on there, cut up some of your extra tarp. Whenever you have tarp that you take down, because you'll take down the old and replace it with new, there's always several good pieces of it that you can cut. Those fit perfectly over, say, a screen that's 12 inches wide by 24, 36 inches long, to where you can just pull it down, put a gallon of water on top of it or something, a brick or whatever, and then you're making a curtain, but they're not completely closed in. They're insulated, but they can still get airflow. So that's what happened, and that's what I recommend. We were blessed not to have lost power. What we did, because we still had everything set up from last weekend, we just got a few extra groceries, mainly the fruit. I love to have my fruit. But we had so prepared, and I left all my stuff out from last time, that there wasn't a lot of preparation to do for this time. Back up the car in the carport, just getting it back out position, and just retopped straw as needed for the chickens, made sure I had plenty of dog and cat food and cat litter. But I was glad that we didn't lose power, because it got exceptionally cold. And sun's coming out. Don't know when I will be going back out in this. I'm going to give it a couple days to let roads close, and then I'll make a determination next time I'm to report to work on site. I'll just do the determination that's safest for me, depending on what I'm hearing. I got these notifications coming in. But stay safe and stock up. When you stock up on foods, people, please don't forget regular food. Don't just, the snacks are tempting, the snacks are fun, the snacks are mood elevators, but you need to have food. So I think next video I will probably do a little demo where I'll stay off camera, but I'll do a little demo of the heating plate for baby chicks. That way you can see what I'm talking about. You can also use metal buckets with some straw in them. When you use those metal plates, I would not put them in plastic. I know I said plastic earlier. I'm referring to, if an emergency, bring them in, but they don't have to have a heat source other than the heat in your house. I do want to make that clear. We're not going to use any heat sources around plastic. So let's plan on that for the next video. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful, warm, happy, restful Sunday. Love y'all, and I will talk to you later.